Hey there guys, gals, and non-binary pals, GM Potter here. Welcome to my channel where I talk about books and bookish things. Today I'm talking about the sequel to Assistant to the Villain, which is Apprentice to the Villain, by Hannah Nicole Mayer. This one came out in 2024. It's 337 pages. And it is brilliant. I absolutely enjoyed it. As soon as I finished it, I pre-ordered the next one, which is Accomplice to the Villain. So let's get into it. This one picks up precisely where the last one ended. It helps to reread the last couple chapters of Assistant to the Villain before you get into Apprentice to the Villain. Evie and the villain, the villain's captured, Evie is also captured, and it's just as witty, it's just as fast-paced as the first book. I was really worried that it was going to lose some of its charm. This is based off of the semi-viral TikTok series of the same name by Hannah Nicole Mayer. I was worried it was going to lose a little bit of its charm, but it didn't. It did really, really well. It had me have to actually close the book and cackle in places because it was so well written. Evie and the villain have these unspoken feelings. It's very chaste. It's very clean romance. It's a slow burn romance. The romance definitely takes a back seat to the plot. Like, it's not a romance novel. It's not a romantasy novel. It is a fantasy novel that happens to have a will they won't they plot line to it. So think The Office or Parks and Rec with Jim and Pam for The Office, or Ben and Leslie for Parks and Rec, where it's like, okay, will they, won't they, what's going to happen? But at its heart, it is a workplace comedy, and it is brilliant. I like to think of it as Monty Python and the Holy Grail meets Parks and Recreation, is how I would describe it. But it's just laugh your butt off hilarious. And it goes from being over the top silly to absolutely dry. And like the humor, the author does this brilliant balancing act in her humor between making it just absolutely silly and giddying and just dry as a bone. Just, this is what it is. That our two main characters, Evie is your Monty Python character, and the villain is your Parks and Rec dry humor character. And they just play off each other. They're both funny. They're both joking. They're both having a good time, but they're coming at it in two completely different ways. And it's absolutely brilliant. So there's a prophecy enacting business. Evie is becoming quite diabolical, which worries Tristan, which is the villain's real name. There's a kiss, and it's like, angel singing happiness. And there's a reveal about one of the characters that it's like, do I know you from? And she's like, no, you don't. And then we find out that, yes, he does know her from, and it's like, I don't want to spoil this book, but I need someone else to read it so I can talk about it. Because this book is so good. It's so good. Have you read Assistant to the Villain? Have you read Apprentice to the Villain? Are you going to read Accomplice to the Villain? I need to know. Inquiring minds need to know, because I need to know if you are as enthralled by this as I am. I believe I previously reviewed it over on my Patreon, but I'm planning to make that video public so that more of my audience can watch both. But I'd love to hear your thoughts on the two books. Are there any other books that I should be reading that have the same kind of vibes? Let me know in the comments down below, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.